This is USNH Naples Hospital Hotspot with Lieutenants Kate Rooney and Kyle Brown. Brought to you from the atrium at US Naval Hospital, Naples, Italy.
Good morning. Today is Monday, April 14th, 2014, and I'm Lieutenant Kate Rooney.
And I'm Lieutenant Kyle Brown, and you're watching this week's edition of Hospital Hotspot, our bi-weekly news program that brings you the latest news, events, and features from USNH Naples. We're back this week after taking a week off for spring break, and we hope that you were able to enjoy some time off with your families as well.
You will notice that we are not alone at the table this morning. HM1 Almaraz is here with us today. She's representing the hospital's Sexual Assault Prevention and Response Team. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
Now, as many of you know, we are about halfway through April, through Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the hospital has really taken the helm in bringing to light sexual assault prevention. In fact, HM1, I understand that the hospital has sort of used the phrase "the helm" as its motto in Sexual Assault Awareness Month activities here at the command this year. Can you tell us a little bit about what does that stand for, taking the helm?
So last month we had a team that got together from the command, and we decided that our motto for the hospital would be taking the helm. So what does that mean? That H stands for help. So we want to help our shipmates get help, the victims of sexual assault get help. The E stands for eliminate, so we want to completely eliminate sexual assault from our Navy. The L stands for leadership. Leadership meaning this is a big Navy issue, and leadership really needs to take ownership of it. And the M kind of goes hand in hand with leadership. It stands for mentorship. Just basically teaching our junior sailors, the avenues and what's right and wrong, and that's pretty much it.
I think that is so important because Big Navy has said this is truly a leadership issue amongst our ranks, so it's very important and really hones in on the meaning, I think.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's only halfway through April, as Lieutenant Brown just pointed out, but you guys have been really busy already.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the activities that the hospital's been involved in?
Yes, ma'am. So what our team decided was that every week we would have a different event. So the first week in April, we did a silent march. On Friday, we did it in the morning. Basically, the command, we had a bunch of people come out, and we kind of marched in solitude for victims of sexual assault. The next Friday we did a Sapper Gate Watch. So we created like a watch bill type of thing, and we all stood in front of the gate. We held up signs that had statistics, and we also made Sapper cards that we handed out to cars as they drove by that had Sapper information on it and good numbers to call.
That's a great idea. Now, this is not just the hospital staff. That sexual assault prevention is really a whole community issue. So how can the community become involved with sexual assault prevention?
So you hit the nail on the head, because it's really not just a medical issue. This is a big command issue as well as community. The biggest thing that the community members can do is be educated on it, and also bystander intervention is a big thing. So if you're out somewhere and you see something that maybe doesn't look right, you don't feel right about, intervene on that member's behalf, because maybe they're not able to.
Absolutely.
That can always be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yes.
But, for anybody who has friends or family, you think about how would you want someone to help take care of your loved ones if they were in a situation like that. And hopefully that will give people a little bit of confidence to stand up and do something if they see a sexual assault in the making.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Well, thank you again for being here this morning. We really appreciate having you. Sexual assault prevention is such an important message in today's Navy, and we're very proud of the outstanding work that's being performed by the Sapper team here at the hospital. Thank you again for all the hard work you're doing. For more on the hospital's involvement in Sexual Assault Awareness Month and to see photos from our events, you can check out our Facebook page. Without further ado, let's bring you in the news and on the calendar.
In the news this week, USNH Naples hosted a Women's History Month celebration during the last week of March. The ceremony featured guest speaker Counselor Juanita Whitaker and guest of honor Command Master Chief Jamie Rainwater. The event was hosted by the hospital's Multicultural Committee and served as a wonderful tribute to the contribution of women, particularly those serving in the United States Navy.
April 1st marked the 121st birthday of the United States Chief Petty Officer. Since 1893, chiefs have been charged with upholding the Navy's core values while serving as mentors to their enlisted sailors and junior officers. The chief's anchors continue to serve as a symbol of Navy culture and a whole way of life. Here at the hospital, the birthday was marked by a traditional cake-cutting ceremony.
On April 4th, the hospital hosted a silent march in recognition of the victims of sexual assault. The event, which kicked off at 05:30 in the morning, was attended by nearly 100 hospital staff and members of the community. The march is just one of the events that the hospital has on its robust Sexual Assault Awareness Month calendar. Now, here is On the Calendar.
April is the month of the military child, and this is a great opportunity to encourage health and wellness within your own family. Is your child due for their annual wellness visit with the medical home port? April is a great time to knock out those routine appointments, which you can schedule through the Central Appointments line at 629-6000 or through relayhealth.com. For more tips on promoting health in your military children, keep an eye out for our upcoming Ask the Doc article in the Panorama newspaper.
When you think of hospital staff, your mind usually pictures our providers, nurses, and corpsmen who are directly involved with providing you and your families high-quality health care. But we can't forget about the dozens of administrative professionals, both military and civilian, that work behind the scenes to ensure that the hospital functions as smoothly as possible. April 23rd is Administrative Professionals Day, so if you happen to interact with a member of our administrative staff in the next couple of weeks, take a moment to thank them for their hard work and dedication to our organization. That's all for this week's In the News and On the Calendar. Next week, the hospital will be hosting a bone marrow donor drive, both here at the support site and at Capo. HM2 Shannon Dawkins is joining us this morning to provide us with some additional information about this important drive. Good morning to you, and thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you, and good morning to you.
Thank you. I understand that this drive is in conjunction with the C.W. Bill Young DoD Bone Marrow Foundation. Can you just tell us a little bit of background on the foundation and sort of what their goal and mission is?
Yes, so back in 1990, Congress acted saying that the Navy had to stand up a foundation. In 1991, May 1991, the C.W. Bill Young Foundation was established as the DoD Bone Marrow Donating Foundation. And currently their mission is to work in conjunction with DoD active military, dependents, civilians, anyone associated with the U.S. With the SOFA status. Mm-hmm. So even our GS employees receive this benefit. And that is actually why I chose them to run this program. We had recently in the community a member who was diagnosed, and his friends wanted a bone marrow drive. So they came to the hospital and were like, "Can you help us?" And HM2 Snowbarger and I did the research and found them. So
wonderful.
Awesome.
So their mission is really geared towards the DoD community mm-hmm. and service, giving back to the members of that community who are really in a medical need.
Yes, sir.
So most of the individuals where they're collecting the samples from are affiliated with the DoD and the people who are benefiting
yes.
from all of this research and finding potential matches.
Yes, ma'am.
Are DoD affiliates too.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So for folks who are interested in joining the donor registry, can you give us a little bit more information about the drive that's taking place next week?
Yes, I can. So next week, every day from Monday through Friday, from 09 to 1300, we will be hosting a drive here in the atrium and also on Capitol Spine, right in front of the clinic in between the necks.
Okay.
We have volunteers who are coming to swab the donors' mouths. We'll take that sample and send it off to the DoD Foundation, where you'll be put into a registry base. And then throughout your lifetime, you may be contacted and said, "Hey, you're a potential match, would you like to donate?" And if they're looking to volunteer to collect these samples, they just need to contact myself or HM2 Snowbarger.
Okay, and you're both here at the hospital, of course.
Yes, sir.
And the nice thing about this is not without a local connection to it. As you mentioned, there are people in our own community here in Naples, both past and present, that have either been the recipient of a bone marrow donation or have been a donor for somebody else elsewhere who needs bone marrow. And some of our own staff, in fact, are even donors.
Yes, we actually recently had a sailor who was contacted from the Bill Young Foundation as a potential match. She then went on to do further testing to find out she was not an exact match, but she was willing to donate. We also have staff members in the hospital and the community who have donated their bone marrow. We have improved the process a little bit. Now you get sedated when you do donate, so you're not laying on your side like, oh, God, help me.
And that's, of course, only if you're selected
Yes.
as a donor and proceed with the process. But this event here is merely a cheek swab, painless, quick, and this is just to build the registry
Yes.
of potential matches.
Yes, sir.
But that does bring up a good question. If there are individuals in the community who are interested or who are potentially contacted to donate bone marrow or want to know a little bit more about it, what's a resource that they can go to get some more information on the procedure and what happens and how long it would take, all that kind of stuff?
Google is your best friend. That's actually how I found this foundation. But if you Google CW Bill Young Foundation, it'll go to their website. They have an established website, and it's very, very simple. So all you have to do is go on the website, and it tells you how to register, how to update your contact information. So anyone who's here who PCS is can go on the website, update their contact information. If you would like to hold a drive yourself, it gives you the laws that are involved and walk-in locations. It's very, very simple.
Wonderful. Well, what a great program, and we're really excited to be able to offer this next week here at the hospital and really contribute to a larger, greater good in the DoD community. So thank you for being here with us this morning. This is a great opportunity for our community to become involved with a great cause. For event details, you can keep an eye on our Facebook page.
And that's all for us today on Hospital Hotspot. Remember, you can always keep up with USNH Naples by following us on Facebook. We'll be back on April 28th with our next edition. Until then, for USNH Naples Public Affairs Office, I'm Lieutenant Kate Rooney.
And I'm Lieutenant Kyle Brown, and we'll continue to lead the change to better health.